Hello and what is up, Echo Master League? Welcome to some Monday Night Echo Arena here in week 9 of season 4. Now, for today, we've got Valiants versus the Goonies here. These are two teams that I'm just looking at the leaderboard right now, can't exactly see where they are at the moment. Actually, they're kind of near the top, so they're looking for some maybe a master push here heading into the later stages, roster lock being in 2 seasons and next week being the break week. So big game here, big, kind of connotations for this game. And yeah, expecting a good fight out of both these teams. Anyways, I'm Fingolfin on the mic, and today I have Matt Miko here joining me in the caster's booth.
How's it going, Finn?
It's going okay. What about you?
Doing well today. Looking forward to these two teams. Like you said, very closely ranked. The 17th ranked Goonies, right, versus the 15th ranked Valiant right now coming in together. These are two close teams that are looking to move up. Like you said, they're looking to move up into Masters, both so close right now. So I'm looking forward to seeing a really close match between these two teams.
Definitely some Challenger Cup implications here, and heading into finals is just in a few weeks. So very very excited for this one. We're just waiting here for the teams to get ready. We've got VTK Saws, QuizWiz 77, Everest, and Marvel on Valiance, and we've got Wally, Monkey, Phantom, and Fendi on the Goonies. So we're very much ready here in the caster's booth, hoping for a good game. And it sounds like the Goonies have readied up, but we're just waiting here for the Valiants.
And two teams with some players that I definitely cannot promise I won't make at least one pun during this match, depending on which way this goes. So we'll see.
All right, we're going to be headed for the neutral jouster in a few moments. Obviously, very, very important for momentum. Gotta win the neutral joust here to start it off. And both teams are out, and it's going to be the Goonies here winning it. It's going to be headbutted all the way down towards that Valiant's bubble, picked up here by Monkey. Monkey trying to dodge around VTK, pass it back to Wally. Wally forward to Fendi. Fendi trying to drive in, doesn't like what he sees, going to back up here a little bit. Going to cross that over to Phantom. Phantom driving in. Tries to pass it to Wally. A little bit of a bad pass there. It's going to bounce up in that right tunnel region. And it's picked up here by Monkey. Going to recover it here for the Goonies. And is going to wait here. Going to cross it over to Wally. Wally under heavy pressure, but gets around QuizWiz. Yes. And gets on that nest. Gets on shield now. Driving in. Tries to do it all himself. In the hands of Phantom now. Taken by QuizWiz. QuizWiz is just going to throw that onto the floor and bounce that for a clear now in this midline area. Picked up though by Wally. Good counterattack potential. Tries to go for the three. Off the ding ring. Almost had that one. Fast stacks are coming in. Picked up here by Wally. Or Monkey, I should say. And with the open three to open it in this game.
Yeah, and right now the Goonies are just applying the pressure to Valiant all over the disc. I don't think Valiant had the disc on the other side of the half at any point during that entire attack.
Yeah, no, you're totally. Oh, no, go ahead.
This one intercepted by Monkey. Monkey now will throw this pass down towards Phantom, just missing. But it will be recovered by Wally, throwing it behind the net towards the goal, and another 2 points coming in from Fendi for the 5-0 lead over to the Goonies.
Very good start here for the Goonies. And, both teams, I'm expecting big things out of both teams. Would like the Valiants here to play a little bit more aggressive. They need to get that disc down the field, try to figure out a way to get it down. And as we've seen in multiple games, as long as you get it down, the job becomes 200 times easier. So looks like they've cleared it out. Picked up here by Monkey, though, on Bowtie. Monkey now probably going to dribble here with Wally, and does. Going to bounce up to Phantom, actually. Phantom now just kind of dodging around here. Going to cross that one over to Fendi. Fendi gonna take this one lower, looking, scanning, trying to find an opening here. Pressured by QuizWiz, gonna send that up to Phantom. A very quick pass. Phantom grabs it here on Nest, inverts himself on the ceiling, dodging around, passing it down to Fendi. Fendi trying to drive in here. Gonna pass them. Ooh, tries to get the pass, but it's taken by QuizWiz. QuizWiz, great defensive stuff so far. It's gonna clear that one all the way downfield. Regrabs are coming out. Ooh, a little bit of a miss there from VTK. It's going to bounce up in that trench region. Picked up by Monkey. He's going to clear all the way across. Going to bounce off ceiling there. Bouncing off the floor. Picked up here by Phantom. Phantom, potential shot here. Going to pass on over to Fendi. Good save there by VTK. VTK going to clear over to Everest. Everest on bow tie. Just going to clear that one down. Regrabs are coming out. Quick stuff. Quizwiz tries to go for the immediate three. Almost gets it, but a little bit too quick. And Marvel with the three. And that shortens the lead to only 2.
And Valiant finally able to respond. And no joke, that grab by Quizwiz there to knock it in the bubble was the first time Valiant even touched the disc in the blue half of the zone. So quick response there. Hopefully they can build on that one. But Phantom here looking to maybe stop some of that momentum over to Wally and Tunnel. Wally looking for the passing option and finds it over to Fendi. Fendi driving towards the bubble, has some pressure from Marble, goes towards the goal, and I think he gets stunned and put that one just high and wide. The disc now loose. Orange first to get there will be Marvel. Trying to clear that one down, but hits the sidewall. Grabbed by Wally, but stunned. This one thrown through by Quizwiz, down into the bubble. Stacks coming in first for Blue. It'll be grabbed here by Monkey. Monkey over to Wally. And through Tunnel again, over to Fendi. Fendi looking towards ceiling. Has Monkey. Monkey across to Phantom. Phantom driving towards the net. Jukes around off the backboard and puts one in for 2, extending that lead back up to 5.
What a play there from Phantom, just dodging around multiple defenders there, and that's going to set the tone heading into this offensive joust by Valiants. You know, Valiants has got to get it down there, get some possession in the other half, in the Goonies half, so we'll see what they can do with this offensive joust. It's going to be VTK at the QB position, going to pass the one immediately over, going to bounce off of right tunnel, though, all the way back. Fast stacks coming out for both teams. Almost looked like the Goonies had it, and they might have it, actually. It's going to be picked up here. No, it's going to be picked up here by Marvel. Going to toss that one all the way downfield. It's going to bounce off a clock there. Picked up by Monkey, though. Monkey going to send it all the way into that right tunnel area. Picked up here by Fendi. Fendi with maybe a... No, actually. Oh, taken, though, by Marvel. Marvel is going to look for a clear the other way. Going to bounce off of right tunnel right there. Going to bounce off some more geometry here. Going to end up in the hands of... I thought YTK had it for a second, but... And YTK will slap it forward, but stunned out there. It's going to be Wally going to try to send this one all the way down. Good fast stacks by Fendi and Phantom. And they get the 3 to make it a 7-point lead.
A great play there from the Goonies. They're not allowing really Valiant any time in their zone. Quickly pouncing on them on defense. Right now it seems like the Goonies are having the crisp, clean passes while Valiant is sort of just throwing the disc out down and trying to get it into the Goonies zone. Speaking of that, here's Marvel now with an open net. Will take the shot off the floor here. The bounce just not able to get it up towards goal. Everest, though, will pick this disc up. Some pressure here. A great pass over to Marvel. Marvel cutting in, and the shot. Monkey unable to grab it. Another 2 points here for Valiant, trying to claw themselves back into this one.
You know, Valiant's there just overloading the bubble. It was basically a 3v1 there, and, you know, there wasn't much that the goalie could do in that situation. But we'll see what the Goonies can do on offense here. They'll have an offensive joust, and it's gonna be Phantom at the QB position, almost stunned out there by Quizwiz, but it's gonna end up in the hands of Fendi here on this right wall. Just gonna push up here, gonna cross that one down, intended for Wally, but it's gonna miss a little bit overthrown, picked up by Marvel, who's gonna send that one all the way down left tunnel. And the regrabs are going to be coming out, and we'll see who gets to it first. And Phantom slowly... No, it's going to be Quizwiz here. Ooh, slaps it forward, but Phantom is able to clear that one. And it's going to be bouncing around towards that Valiant's ball. Picked up here by YTK. YTK going to send it the other way. Picked up, though, by Fendi. Fendi going to cross it over to Wally. Potential scoring opportunity here for the Goonies. Phantom going to try to drive in, tries to get the pass or the shot. Not really sure what that was. Fendi ends up picking it up, tries to pass that one backwards. Marvel ends up trying to clear it out, bounces off that right tunnel wall, though. Picked up here by Fendi. Fendi trying to dodge around Quizwiz here. Going to cross that one over to Phantom. Phantom trying to get around Marvel here. Phantom under heavy pressure. Going to cross that one over to Monkey. Good save there by Everest. Picked up here by Quizwiz, who's just going to send that one all the way down. Trench going to bounce off of double diamond there. Picked up by Marvel. Marvel going to send that one down. And it looks like YTK is waiting. Unfortunately, it was out of his reach. And Quizwiz ends up picking it up here. And tries to go for the immediate shot off the ding ring. Quizwiz gets it back, works as a self-pass over to YTK. And a beautiful play there. Ends up overextending the Goonies defense.
Yeah, Monkey got stunned there. I think just came back in the nick of time, but unable to get a hand on the disc. And it looks like now Goonies starting to find a little bit of pressure in the zone, getting some passes through. It's going to see if Valiant here, or sorry, Valiant, sorry, getting the pressure. See if Goonies can keep them away as they're trying to just tick their way back into this game. Here comes Monkey up with the disc. Has it off doubled, or off bow tie. Back down on the floor to Wally. Wally now cutting towards the bubble. Makes the pass to Monkey and an easy dunk there. Wide open, floating right towards the goal.
Well played there. And, the time is winding down. Only, it's a 5-point gap, but only 1 minute and 45 seconds left in this match. I wouldn't say it's impossible for the Valiants to come back, but they're definitely having to go uphill here. But they start off with an offensive joust, so definitely, if they score quickly, anything could happen, and they might. But it's going to be picked up here by Monkey off the attempted pass. They're going to bounce off of Central Diamond there. Picked up, a big scrum for the disc. Ends up in the hands of Monkey. Monkey now just going to chuck that one down. Nobody really in the area. Oh my gosh, I thought that went in. But picked up by Fendi, and that's going to expand the lead to 7 here, and the time is ticking down.
Yeah, Finn, you said Valiant had a little bit of a hill to climb. Now with the time, it's starting to look like they have maybe Everest to climb with about a minute left here. Valiant now with the joust, need a response. Like I said, not a lot of time left. This one will go over to Everest. Everest now through tunnel, slowly working their way up the field. Will throw this one over to QuizWiz, but it is wide. He still picks it up though. Makes the pass out to Shield. The shot hits Phantom's hand or heading, still goes in. 14-9 is our score here.
Honestly, Valiants has some good sequences. I do think that the beginning of this round just did not go in their favor. They just were not able to get into the Goonies half at all. And you just want that disc in the other half, even if you don't score off those opportunities, you just want it in their half because of the clears. The clears become harder for the Goonies and stuff like that. And actually, the Goonies are going to get a quick 3 here. Fendi with a great shot, and that's going to round up round 1 here.
Yeah, and that one you can write off. You were just throwing all the pressure you could to hopefully get something. Not that there was really any time left anyway to mount a comeback. But I definitely agree, Finn. I think in the beginning, Valiant maybe wasn't as ready as they thought when they hit that start button. But they did start to find their game. This didn't get out of hand as it looked at the start of the game. So they're going to just have to build off that for round 2.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it looks like the stats are a little bit broken on the stream. So I guess I'll read the stats manually. We've got 2 points for VTK here, 0 for QuizWiz, 0 for Everest, 5 for Marvel, 0 for Wally, 5 for Monkey, 2 for Phantom, and 10 for Fendi. And I also believe I heard a timeout just occur. So let me take a look on who did it. And it was Valiants. And actually, this has become kind of a trend. A lot of teams have been taking inter-round timeouts, I should say, between rounds and trying to reset their mentality here heading into the next round.
Yeah, I think this is a perfect time for it. Like we said, they came out slow. They were finding their game, but take a look at what went wrong in the beginning. Make sure it doesn't happen again at the start, because every new round, maybe you could have just written off the Goonies change in play a little bit at the end, or at least how the game changed to maybe a change in Goonies play when they saw the lead they had. But it's definitely a good idea to take a timeout, reset yourself, and sort of figure out where it went wrong and how not to repeat that for round 2.
And I think they just made a sub here because Illuminati confirmed joined the game. I think they're replacing Marvel. Although Marvel had the most points out of anybody on Valiant. So we'll see if that, I don't know how that'll affect it, but I assume that Illuminati is part of the main squad. So hopefully the Valiant's chemistry improves from now on.
Yeah, I think that, like you said, Marvel was a sub, so maybe that's what they're hoping for. So not just a timeout for a change of strategy, but a timeout for a change of a player. But in a ton of sports, you see a change from the lines, or especially like in hockey, you see a change in goalie, and it really can spark a difference for a team. So maybe that's something the Valiant's looking to do here. And like you said, too, bringing in someone that's maybe on their main roster, just hoping for a spark, just to find something a little bit different in round 2. They're going to have to find a way to stop Fendi, though. 10 points in that round. Really put up great numbers. And then in goal, too, Phantom making those 2 saves. were key timings too for those saves as well. I think one of them might have stolen in. Um, but Monkey also had a couple opportunities there, but it did seem like when Valiant had the disc in the blue zone, they got really aggressive at goal. So that's something that the Goonies are going to have to watch out for here in round 2, because maybe that's something they turn up a little bit to hopefully get points when they're actually in the zone. But like I said, it was something good to work off of. They weren't kept out of the zone the entire game. I think it was almost about 3 to 4 minutes until they touched the disc in the Goonies half. But after that, they quickly start working their way back.
Yeah, no, for sure. And yeah, I definitely noticed the Valiants team was very aggressive in the Goonies bubble. And I do feel like sometimes they would start plays prematurely. They would just kind of go for plays and their players wouldn't really be in position yet. And so it'd kind of lead to some turnovers. So maybe we'll see with their substitution if that chemistry kind of, cleans itself out naturally as because, if you have somebody subbing in from the reserve squad, it could be pretty rough.
Yeah. I think, like, agreeing with what you said, it looked like they were clearing the disc out of panic a lot of the time, just down in the blue zone to get the pressure off of them so they could breathe. And then their stacks weren't getting there. But the couple of goals they did have is when they did clear it down and got the stack there quickly and then set up. When they had time to set up, they made really good plays.
Yeah, no, for sure. We're definitely looking out for some more preparation here from this Valiants team, and they had the plenty of time to figure out what they want to do. And the Goonies have to be careful because with the substitution, they know how the Valiants played in that first round, but obviously everything could totally change. They could bring a totally different strategy, and so I'm just seeing how the Goonies will adapt here, seeing if they will adapt because we've seen a lot of teams make substitutions, and more often than not, I'd say around 80% of the time, the substituting team usually takes the round right after.
All right, well, we'll have to see if that change does make a difference here as we're getting ready to start round 2. The joust here coming in between these two teams. Like we said, Goonies are up 1 in the series. Valiant looking to take round 2 and keep this going to a round 3. And here we go. Both teams attacking the disc here. Headbutted very lightly off to the side. And it will be picked up by Monkey. Puts this one towards goal. Will go wide. Bounces off shield. First to get there's Phantom. Doesn't shoot it in time.
Oh, no.
Took an extra second with the shot. And loses the disc. Everest now trying to clear this one out. But it bounces all the way back into their zone. Will be recovered, though, by Valiant. They get this one now down towards the bubble. It's all going to be about stacks. And again, the Goonie stacks are getting there first. Monkey tries to make a pass over to Wally. Just a little bit mishandled, but they still have the disc. No harm, no foul. Wally now from tunnel. Juking around, makes that cross pass over to Phantom. Phantom slowing it down a little bit. Looking to see what options they have. Coming up onto Pac-Man. We'll just drop that one back to Fendi. The reset here now. Fendi driving back up. Has a little bit of pressure from Quiz Wiz. We'll throw that one over to Wally. Wally now up top to the ceiling. Has Monkey. Out towards the bubble. Will push back out with some pressure here. Gets it over to Fam. Fam the shot. It pass actually over to Wally. Behind the net. And the great save coming in there. Hit ahead. Some craziness in the bubble here. And that will be cleared all the way back out to mid. And VTK will be first to get there.
And it's going to bounce around here. Picked up by Everest. Just very good defense here from the Valiants team. Got a big scrum for the disc here. Nobody got it there. I guess Wally will end up getting it. Going to cross that one over to Fendi. Fendi now going to push this one up. Going to cross that one over to Phantom. Phantom going to be on Nest here. Goes for the shot, but a great save by VTK. Going to send that one all the way down right tunnel. Stacks are going to be coming out. Picked up here by... No, it's actually just going to keep floating here. Picked up here by Monkey. Monkey going to send it the other way. Going to bounce off some geometry here in that popcorn area. It's going to be picked up here by Fendi, though. Fendi going to send that one all the way down. Oh, I thought Phantom was going to pick that one up in transition, but ends up missing it. Phantom does end up picking it up, though. Going to try to pass someone. Good interception there by Illuminati. Illuminati loses it, but gets the stun off and takes it from Monkey. Illuminati already providing an impact just off the substitution. It's going to be Wally here. Going to pass the one over to Fendi. Very long time here without any points. Phantom is going to try to drive in here, and we'll get the first points of this round. A very, very long sequence there.
Yes, a very long sequence. Both teams attacking with good chances. I still think the Goonies have a little bit of that edge on the pressure, but it does seem like right now, at the very least, it might not have just been the change of the Illuminati. It might have been the momentum building off of round one, but a little bit better play here from Valiant. Illuminati will pick this one up, tries to send a pass here, just missing Everest. A little bit of time. Oh, mishandles the disc, picked up by Illuminati. We'll have to just throw that one all the way into the blue zone. Will be grabbed by Wally, has pressure. Looking for a pass option here and finds that over to Fendi, who blocks the stuns there from Valiant. This one now thrown over to Monkey. Monkey down on the floor to Wally. Wally looking for the pass out to Fendi, misses. Loose disc here. First to get to it will be Valiant. And QuizWiz clears that one all the way down, but it looks like, again, the stacks of the Goonies get stunned out at mid. So this disc is still loose. First to get to is Everest, throws it towards goal, but there was a goalie there, but a rebound picked up. Illuminati puts that one in, and Wally is in distress after that one, and this game is tied.
Yeah, no, Illuminati already providing an impact here off the substitution equalizer here. Great stuff on defense and now great stuff on offense. Coming out of that chaos with 2. So we'll see what the Goonies does here. It's going to be, excuse me. It's going to be Phantom here at the QB position on Bowtie, actually, very far up. And look at these fast stacks from Valiants. We did not see this very much in round 1, and those fast stacks are going to take advantage of the QuizWiz. Has the open 3 off the ding ring, but VTK, look, all 4 Valiants players are in bubble there. And we can already see a very, very big shift in the speed of the Valiant's team here.
Yeah, one thing we didn't see last round from the Valiant were stack pressure. And right there, we saw the stack pressure made all the difference. Put a ton of pressure. I think that was on Phantom, if I'm not mistaken, and lost that disc here. So let's see if the Goonies can counter. As Wally has the disc here now, we'll throw this one all the way down to Fendi. Fendi tries to get that one back. Again, a miss pass here, but it looks like no harm, no foul again, as Wally will pick that one up. Back up to Fendi. Trying to get this one towards the bubble. Some pressure coming from Everest. A pass here over. Finds Phantom. Phantom to Wally, and a dunk in the bottom pocket. Goonie says, hold on a second. We're not losing this one. They put that one in, tie this game at 4.
Yeah, no, Monkey doing a little bit of flossing there at the end. It all started from that great pass by Fendi, and I think it was over to Phantom, I believe. And Phantom was just slightly ahead of the Valiant's defender and was just great pass there by Fendi, able to find the separation. Bad pass here by the QB, though. A lot of things going on there. Phantom ends up picking it up, going to send that one back to Wally. Wally going to send that one back up forward to Monkey. Monkey now looking for an opening, going to send that one over to Phantom. Phantom tries to go for the shot off the ding ring, though. And it looks like Monkey will be there. Monkey ends up picking it up. Oh, stunned out, though, by VTK. VTK going to send that one try to send it all the way, but it's going to bounce off that right tunnel. Monkey ends up passing that one mid over to Fendi. Fendi now going to try to pass the one left to Wally, but Wally going to cross that one over to Phantom. Phantom back to Monkey. Monkey, great save there by Illuminati, though. Picked up here by VTK, who's just going to send that all the way across that right tunnel. Going to bounce off some geometry here. A little bit overshot from that stack by Illuminati and Everest. So Wally will end up picking it up. Going to send that one up to Fendi. Fendi going to send that one up to Monkey. Monkey crossing it over to Phantom. Phantom going to try to drive in here on the ceiling. Phantom over to Monkey. Oh, great save there by Illuminati. Illuminati just showing great poise on both defense and offense here. Picked up here by, I thought Everest was going to pick it up. Everest will pick it up, actually. Good stun there on Phantom, but it will be stunned out by Wally, and Phantom will end up picking it up. Going to pass that one down to Monkey. Monkey now on the floor, just dancing around, waiting for an opening. Going to pass that one over to Phantom. Phantom going to stay on shield here, trying to drive in, and will get the shot over 3 Valiant's defenders.
And again, I think VTK there got stunned out, so unable to do anything but watch that disc go in. And now the Goonies looking like round 1 again with the pressure, just keeping it in the Valiant zone. The clears are unable to get out, and when the Goonies keep that pressure on, they just take their time and wait till they find the right time to strike. As Valiant will clear this one all the way down on a miss pass there. But first to get to this will be Monkey. It looked like Illuminati, but that stack came in quickly. Monkey unable to clear it through, though. Will be picked up by QuizWiz. Throws it off the wall. Illuminati will get to that disc first. Cutting towards Bubble. Has someone at shield, and cutting it is QuizWiz, actually finds him and ties this game back up at 6.
This round has been very, very close. Both teams playing excellently on offense, and I can't even say that they're playing bad on defense because they're getting good saves, good clears. It's just that pressure is coming from both offenses here. So we'll see what the Goonies are able to do here on offense. It's going to be Phantom. Going to try to pass the one, but it ends up in the hands of Illuminati. Illuminati has the open three and will get it. You know, Illuminati with 5 points coming off that substitution, really something to watch for.
Yeah, the Goonies style play right now is definitely very methodical. They're taking their time in the zone and looking for the openings where they can get a little bit of an easier goal through their passing plays. But it seems like right now, Valiant, on the other hand, is just waiting for any small mistake from the Goonies and countering on it and capitalizing on it as well. As this now will be in the bubble of Valiant. Everest will pick it up. Tries to get that one through tunnel, but it stays in the zone. Another failed clear here. It's recovered by the Goonies, but Monkey is stunned out. Everest has the disc now. Throws it over to Illuminati. Illuminati, this one will throw it all the way down to the bubble. It's going to be down to Stacks right now. And both Valiant and Illuminati picked that one up. They're fighting for the disc. Tries to throw it off the backboard. But unable to get a piece. Now back over. Valiant has it now. Illuminati finds Quizwiz behind the net. Trying to hit Everest. Can't get him. But VTK with this shot puts it a little bit high. Illuminati does recover the disc, so pressure still on here from Valiant. Pass to backboard, shot from VTK. They extend their lead by 5.
Yeah, no, with 1 minute remaining, it's going to be really hard here for the Goonies to come back in this one. So we're potentially headed for a round 3 here, but the Caster's Curse is really very real. So we'll see how the Goonies handles this, you know, high pressure, low time situation. And it's going to be Phantom here. Going to pass that one. Oh, no. Big mistakes here from the QB late into this round. It's Phantom's going to be there to recover it, though. No, he can't, but it's going to be slapped forward by Illuminati, who tries to go for the shot and will actually get the shot from the bounce pass. Yeah, just not good stuff here from the Goonies late into this round in terms of QB play. Can't lose possession that early into the sequence.
No, and again, capitalizing on every mistake right now. Valiant just able to take a huge commanding lead, and now the Goonies have some pressure put on them because it looked like they were controlling this match. Even in the beginning, they were controlling round 1. They will get a quick 3. Not that it means much. Maybe a little morale booster, but now they're going to be a little bit on their heels after that commanding round 1 at a start to this round that looked commanding as well. But Valiant now 13-9 takes round 2.
You know, very, very well played here from the Valiants, coming off that timeout and substitution, you know, guns blazing here. Really, everybody stepped up on their team and was able to especially limit. I really like their defense in that round too. You know, especially early on, the Goonies were able to get it downfield into the Valiants bubble, but the Valiants defense really just wasted a lot of time, especially in that beginning sequence. They wasted 1.5 minutes, I believe, and were just able to completely stop the Goonies offense in their tracks, which just led to them getting exhausted. And then, you know, the Valiants were just able to counterattack.
Yeah, and Fendi was completely shut down that round offensively. No points. That was something 10 in the first round. So one of the things we said, they had to look for a way to shut down Fendi. Valiant did that round. So Fendi now, it's on them to find a way to make some points and produce, even though there maybe is some extra eyes on him from the Valiant team. As well, Quizwiz is throwing the hands right now with 46 stuns. Not afraid to punch a couple robots in the head for sure.
And I think that's kind of disrupting the timing of the Goonies team. You know, big stuns here, stopping those stacks from recovering. And, you know, we'll see how this round 3 ends up playing out. Both teams are now out of the tunnel. It's going to be picked up, actually one here by the Goonies. It's going to be a scrum for the disc here, picked up by Everest. Going to bounce up into this right tunnel. It's going to bounce off some more geometry. Picked up here by Fendi, who's going to send it all the other way. Picked up by Monkey, who's going to try to send it the other way. It's slammed there by Illuminati. Going to send that one, and it's going to bounce off of Central Diamond there. Picked up by Phantom. Phantom going to send it all the way across. Going to bounce off of the ceiling there. Picked up by VTK. VTK now going to try to pass the one over to Quizwiz. Going to bounce off some geometry there. It's going to float around for a little bit. Picked up by Monkey. Monkey now going to pass the one mid to Wally. Actually, yeah, it ends up working. So Wally with the disc now going to invert. Going to pass the one forward to Phantom. Phantom looking for the shot. Ends up losing it, though. Slapped forward by I'm not exactly sure. It was either Quizwiz or Illuminati, but Everest is going to try to clear that one, going to bounce off a double diamond there, and it's going to be scrum for the disc. Everest ends up clearing it out, bouncing off this floor there. Monkey ends up picking it up, going to send that one down right tunnel. A lot of things happening right now. The stacks are coming, picked up here by Quizwiz, who's going to send it all the way down to the left side of the field. Actually going to bounce right back into Wally's hands. Fendi now with the disc. Going to slow things down. No, going to try to sling that one to Phantom. A little bit of a miss pass there. Ends up in the hands of Monkey, though. Monkey now trying to dodge around Quizwiz here. Going to cross that one back to Wally. Wally now going to push up here. Just gonna take their time, gonna scan the field, gonna try to bait out a Valiants player here, gonna pass the one over to Phantom. Phantom, oh, blocked there by VTK, but ends up in the hands for Fendi, so a second chance here for the Goonies. Gonna pass that one mid over to Monkey, but a good grab there by Illuminati to clear that one. And the fast attacks are coming out. Illuminati tries to slap it forward, but picked up here by Phantom. Kind of a weak slap. Illuminati gets another hand on it. VTK is going to send that one back into the Goonies bubble, picked up here by Fendi. And this is another very long-winded sequence here.
Yeah, the Goonies, some great shots, but answers from the goaltending of Valiant, keeping this game tied. The Goonies looking to attack again. Do get the loose disc. Monkey throws this one over to Phantom. Phantom back down, just missing Fendi. And picked up by VTK. Doesn't get it out, though. It bounces back in. He's recovered another one, just not getting it through this tunnel right now. VTK is actually going to look around. We'll make a pass, but Wally is standing right in front of Quizwiz. Unbeknownst to Monkey there. Everest now picks up this disc, throws it through. Again, Goonies recovering. Phantom has this disc. Gets it through tunnel. Stacks together now. Monkey has it. Throws it down the floor to Fendi. Fendi cutting. Or actually, will now start to cut towards goal and just roofs it right past the goaltender. And finally, we have a goal in this game, and it's a 2-0 lead for the Goonies.
Good start here for the Goonies after that very long-winded time, 2 minutes and 45 seconds it took to score that. I think that's been the longest of the game, and it was a very long start in the round two as well. It's going to be VTK here, going to send that one over to Quizwiz, actually, who has the open three, and Valiants, they're just going to respond right back.
That's been the name of the game for Valiants, is just responding quickly, or just at least pouncing on the disc when they have an opportunity to put it in the goal. They haven't had a lot of zone time, but when they have, they've made it count. And now again, they take the lead. They don't even tie it. They take the lead over from the Goonies. And if you're the Goonies, you have to be thinking right now that you have to be perfect to win this game almost. You can't make a mistake. As Wally now is going to come through middle, looking for a passing option, just slowly waiting out the stack here. Tries to fake them out. Has the pressure now, throws it over to Monkey. Monkey passes over to Phantom. Phantom towards the goal, and VK stunned out again. And a 4-3 lead back to Valiant, or to the Goonies, excuse me.
Yeah, no, Monkey enjoying himself, a little bit of some dabbing there I saw, but just very well executed here from this Goonies team. And, you know, Valiant's here, they're going to have to try to stop that Goonies offense because, you know, that's what they did really well in round two. But round one, you know, we remember how good that the Goonies defense was. So it's going to be Everest here with the disc. Ends up actually losing it for a second, but going to cross that one over to Quizwiz. They're looking to set up a play here, and Quizwiz is just going to wait this one out. Going to pass that one back to Illuminati. Just going to let the play develop. Going to pass that one back over to Quizwiz. Quizwiz now looking for an opening there on the backboard. Going to pass the one over to Everest. Tries to go for the shot, though. Picked up by Phantom. Phantom's going to try to clear this one down the right tunnel. It's going to bounce off some geometry here. Picked up by Fendi, and it's going to be stolen by, I think, slapped by Illuminati, I should say. It's going to be picked up here again by Monkey. Monkey going to pass that one up to Phantom. Phantom going to try to pass it back to Fendi, but it's going to bounce into the hands of Quizwiz, and trying to go for the long three there. Picked up by VTK, stunned out, though, by 3 Goonies players. Going to pass that one up to Wally. Wally now just going to elect to slow things down, allow those stacks to push up here. We'll see if those stacks... No, those stacks are getting stunned out in the back. I can just see that. And it's going to be a floating disc here for a little bit. Picked up here by Phantom, though. Going to cross that one over to Wally. Wally over to Fendi. Good save there by, I think that was Quizwiz. And it's going to be cleared out by VTK. Quizwiz going to slap this one forward. And it's going to end up in the hands of Monkey. A lot of changes of possession here. Nobody's kind of able to score. Oh, intercepted, though, by Illuminati. Illuminati going to try to send that one up. It's going to almost bounce in there. off the ding ring, and it's probably going to be picked up here by VTK. VTK going to cross that one mid to Illuminati. Illuminati tries to get the shot, but good stun there by Fendi to stop the chance. And the goal was almost open there for a second. That would have been a crazy shot there. But it's going to bounce off some geometry here, picked up by VTK. VTK now going to pass that one down to Illuminati. Illuminati, oh, tries to pass that one to QuizWiz, ends up missing its mark. Oh, and Everest tries to go for the immediate shot, picked up here by Monkey.
And that one's out cleared all the way down. Oh, they mishandled the disc there as the stack of Monkey and Fendi got there first. They now will take a shot towards the open goal and hit the open three and extend their lead. It's now 7-3 for the Goonies.
You know, around 3 minutes here left to go. Anything could happen. I wouldn't say that this score is even particularly dangerous for this Valiants team. You know, they could change this in a heartbeat. So we'll see what they're able to do. It's going to be VTK here. Gonna try to pass the one over to Everest. Ends up missing its mark. Picked up here by Monkey and Wally. Going to go for a dribble here. Very aggressive. VTK going to slap that one forward. All four of the Goonies players are on that bubble. They picked up here by Illuminati. Tries to go for the three a little bit high. Ends up in the hands of Fendi. Fendi just going to try to send that one over to Phantom, but ends up missing. It's going to be sent back towards that midline. Picked up here by Illuminati. Going to go for the bounce pass. Regrabs, kind of a dribble attempt here, but blocked by Bowtie, actually. What a throw there by, I think that was QuizWiz. That was almost in there, but it's going to bounce off a few players here. It's going to bounce off some geometry even. Picked up here by Fendi. Fendi just going to send that one forward, and it's going to be in that right tunnel area. Just going to bounce around here. Picked up by Everest. Everest going to send that one over to QuizWiz. Stacks trying to come back on defense here. Wally providing some pressure. Going to try to cross that one over to Everest a little bit too slow and a little bit too high. Going to be up to VTK now. VTK's pass going to bounce off some geometry. Picked up here by Illuminati, though. Another chance here for Valiants. And Everest, though, gets stunned out by Wally. Wally presumably going to clear this one out. Fast stacks are coming out. Fast stacks kind of went the wrong way. And that is going to allow Valiant's fast stacks. Yep, Valiant's fast stacks are going to be there before. But the clear ends up in the hands of Monkey. Monkey going to reset that one back to Wally. Wally now going to look for an opening here. 1 minute and 48 seconds left on the clock. And if, you know, the Goonies can get a score here, that would really set up their chances. Oh, but a great save there by Everest to stop the scoring chance. Stacks are coming out. QuizWiz is going to send that one all the way down. Potential 3-attempt stop, though, by the #1 defender. Shield there. Phantom going to send that one down. Going to bounce off some geometry here. A little bit of a chaotic sequence. And it looks like Illuminati got stunned out there, but VTK tries to cross it over to QuizWiz. Going to bounce off that lip there. Going to be cleared out by, I think it was Monkey. Going to pass that one over to Phantom. Going to bounce off Bowtie there. Picked up by QuizWiz. Very interesting, very low scoring here. Wally now with the disc. Gonna try to dodge around QuizWiz, but QuizWiz gets the better of Wally there, and QuizWiz is gonna try to send that one down, but picked up by Fendi. Fendi gonna send it the other way over to Phantom. Phantom gonna try to send that all the way down, picked up by VTK, trying to push it towards that midline. Time is ticking down. Phantom up to Wally. Wally over to Fendi, and tries to go for bottom pocket there, but off the ding ring. Gonna be slapped forward by Illuminati.
Now the disc here picked up and trapped by Phantom. Phantom has the disc here. They need to put pressure. Valiant needs to put pressure on the Goonies right now. Time is running out. And this disc now over to Monkey, stolen away. They need a quick goal right now. These stacks need to get to the disc and put it in. 23 seconds left. This one picked up, though, by Fendi. Intercepted. VTK going towards the goal. Throws it for the 2. 16 seconds left. It's gonna be difficult. But there still is a little bit of a chance here for Valiant.
Actually, I think,
Or I'm not mistaken. Is that actually
any
20
time.
seconds, isn't it?
Yeah.
So no time left. A little too late.
And a very, very low scoring round 3 there. Not what I expected at all, actually. So, yeah, no. And it's going to be the Goonies who win this in 3, I should say. 2-1. And a very low scoring affair in this third round. Very sloppy, I should say, from both teams. Very defensive, and also just, yeah, a lot of changes of possession. And yeah,
Some great goaltending from Valiant really did keep them in that game. But I think actually I saw in the chat and I was thinking the same exact thing. A lot of panic clears, a lot of panic passes, everything from Valiant in that third round was panic. towards the end of the round. They weren't able to really get any more pressure on after they got that they got that 3-pointer. And anytime they did, there was just someone from the Goonies stack just directly on them attacking and getting the disc back down the other side of the field. So like I said, those saves really did keep them in the game and kept this game a little bit closer. It did really seem like that round 1 or that round 3 looked a little bit more like round 1 than it did round 2.
Yeah, no, for sure. They definitely needed to calm down a little bit there. But the Goonies able to, just provide that methodical, continued pressure. And that really made Valiants panic there. The Valiants panic didn't come from nowhere. I mean, they were absolutely under heavy pressure here by this Goonies team.
Yeah, I think the Goonies did a good job of looking at that round 2 and seeing that maybe they backed off a little bit on the pressure, and also their passes weren't as crisp and clean as they were in round 1. Again, that both teams did struggle in round 3 to get some of those clears out, but especially on the Valiant side, even when they had clear attempts, they just weren't getting them through. And actually, almost the disc was coming right back towards their goal every time they tried to clear the disc. And the Goonies had a hard time putting it into the goal because of the goaltending, but they found a way to do it. And like I said, this could have easily probably been like 12-3 instead of 7-5.
Totally agree here. That's going to wrap it up here for today. Valiants versus the Goonies. Very well played here from both teams. A very excellent game to cast, I should say, going to round 3 there. And a very close round 3, keeping it to the last minute. So, yeah, any final thoughts?
No, I think that was a really exciting game. Like I said, both teams very close in the standings. But I think both teams will have a lot to look at the video and, figure out what they have to do next time.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys would like to join us in the caster's booth or the production booth, really, make sure to send a staff application on the website. And, thank you so much to you, Matt Miko, for casting here with me. And, of course, big thank you to Trod for the beautiful camera work, as always. So, yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great Monday night.
It's game on!
Starting match.
Fifteen.